disasters. The federal government is restating commitments to maintaining a secured and efficient payroll system. Israel has included Lebanon to its war goals expansion. President Bola Tinubu says plans are underway to create a disaster relief fund that will be taking care of natural disasters. The president who announced this after inspecting some of the areas in Maiduguri, Borno State on Monday, said it is high time the private sector team up with the government in rebuilding areas affected by flooding. According to him, efforts are on grounds to activate and strengthen the nation. He commended the state governor, Professor Babagana Zulu, for his prompt in the theater command of the military for the evacuations that saved many lives. The president has announced the takeoff of the $550 million upstream gas project between the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited and a private energy company. The special advisor to the standard cubic feet of gas per day when operational, she informed that the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative has stated that the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee disbursed 3.47 trillion naira to the 3 years of government in the second quarter of 2024. The agency gave the aunt the hint in a statement by its Assistant Director Communications and Advocacy, Mr. Chris Ochono, on Monday. It informed that the figures are part of its latest quarterly report on Federation account revenue allocations for second quarter 2024. He emphasized that the quarterly review aims to highlight the sources of funds into the Federation account and the factors affecting the growth or decline in revenues and distributions over time. The federal government has reiterated commitments to maintaining and operating a secure and efficient personnel and payroll system. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, in a statement by its Director of Press and Public Relations, Mr. Bawa Mokwa, on Monday, according compromised, assuring that employees' personal data on the IPPIS database is safe and secure. He added that the office is already implementing its ICT security policy to ensure that its digital assets are secured in line with rules. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAM) says it has concluded arrangements to fully automate its services to reduce physical contact with candidates. The board's registrar, Professor Isiaq Oluyide, let this out. This, according to the board's registrar, Professor Oluyide, became important due to the fact that many of the candidates who sit for the UTME are underage. Professor Oluyede, who stated this in the JAMS bulletin, explained that limiting physical contact would address issues of extortion and exploitation. He noted that the board had received a series of reports bordering on some unwholesome practices, adding that a team had been deployed to investigate the claims. You are listening to the midday news on PC 90.5 FM. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said his goals for the war in Gaza have expanded to include enabling Israelis who had fled areas near his border to return to their homes. The exchange have forced tens of thousands of people on both sides from their homes and threatened to ignite a wider regional conflict. The decision to include the safe return of the residents of the north to their homes was approved during an overnight meeting of Netanyahu's security cabinet, his office said in a statement this Tuesday. Hezbollah officials have said the groups would stand down if a ceasefire was reached in Gaza, but Gannett warned that time was running out. Russian President Mr. Vladimir Putin has ordered the country's military to increase its troops numbers log 180,000 to a total of 1.5 million active servicemen in a move that will make Russia's army the second largest in the world after China. The decree published on the official government website will take effect on December 1. It says the overall size of the armed forces is to be increased to 2.38 million people. Strategic Studies (IISS), a leading military think tank such an increase would leave Russia with more active combat soldiers than the United States and India and make its army second only to 2 million active duty service personnel, according to IISS. The decree marks the third time Putin has expanded the army's ranks since launching its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 and comes as Russian forces inch forward in eastern Ukraine and try to push Ukrainian forces out of Russia's cursed region. Myanmar military government said the number of people who have died in the wake of Typhoon Yagros to more than 220, with nearly 80 others still missing. The storm swept through northern Vietnam, last Thailand, and Myanmar in early September and has killed more than 500 people across the region so far. It triggered severe floods and mudslide in Myanmar, leaving at least 226 dead as whole villages were wrecked. With hundreds of thousands of acres of crops destroyed, the UN warned that more than half a million people in the war-torn country are in urgent need of food as well as drinking water, shelter, and cloth. The World Health Organization (WHO) said starvation in war-stricken Sudan is almost everywhere after visiting the country. The Director General of WHO, Mr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, told newsmen that the situation in Sudan is alarming, saying that displacement is now the largest in the world. He said 12 million people were already displaced, adding that attention in the global community to Sudan was really low and race was a factor. Thousands of people have been killed since a civil war broke out in April 2023 between Sudan's army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. On sport, Anthony Joshua says he has been through a lot of pain over the past 2 years as he bids to become a three-time world champion against fellow British heavyweight Daniel Dubois on Saturday. The 34-year-old will take on IBF belt holder The Boys in front of a post-war British record at the 6,000 fans at Wembley Stadium. Joshua has rebuilt and worked his way back to mandatory challenger position. The 2012 Olympic gold medalist is on a four-fight winning streak and brutally knocked out Francis Ngannou in his last outing. Flood is avoidable. Let us avoid acts capable of causing flooding. To end the midday news, another look at major items. Inspecting some of the flooding areas in Maiduguri, Borno State on Monday, President Bola Tinubu announced plans to prevent natural disasters. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, in a statement by its Director of Press and Public Relations, Mr. Bawa Mokwa, on Monday, restated commitments to maintaining a secured and efficient payroll system. He also urged that Israeli Prime Minister Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu this Tuesday included Lebanon to Israel's expansion war goals. The midday news was edited by Idris Adelakun and broadcast from OGBC Abeokuta. For exclusive programs and the latest news updates, visit our website at www.ogunradio.ng. Follow us on Facebook at Ogun Radio Abeokuta and on X at OGBC 905 FM.